Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, quite simply put, I am baffled by the balancing department at Wargaming. I do not understand how they can take an already strong tank and say, you know what, this tank needs a buff. Let's not just slightly buff it. Let's buff it to a point where it is now going to be quite possibly the best tier 9 period in the game. It's going to be overpowered, I can tell you that for a fact, and that is the T30. We're going to take a look at the changes Wargaming is going to be doing the T30, and I'm going to be explaining why these changes are going to cause the tank to be, quite simply put, just flat out overpowered. First of all, the armor on the turret, the roof of the turret, is going from 127 to 143. That means it's going to be more resistant to high explosive shells. But not only that, the roof of the hatch is now going from 51 to 140 as well. Previously, the hatch of the T30 was actually penetrable by high explosive shells. I had accidentally penetrated the roof of a T30 once with like a Borsig or an ISU I was driving because I was just trying to HE the roof of the turret to deal some splash damage, and it actually managed to hit right on the top there on the turret, and yeah, it rolled like 900. It was insane. That is a possibility, but not anymore, so I guess that's not going to be a thing. The hit points of the T30 are going from 1500 to 1800. Yes, you heard that. A tank destroyer is now going to have the same hit points as the majority of heavy tanks. The vehicle's pen is going down by 10 mils, but that's not going to matter, especially for me, because I'm running calibrated shells. I'm still going to have like 330 mils of premium pen, so it's not going to make much of a difference. I should also point out the HE pen is staying the same, so yeah, it's not hurting the tank is all. Same for the shell velocity. It's going down by like 60 mils, or not 60 mils, but 60 meters a second difference. It'll change it a little bit, but it's not going to be anything you can't deal with, especially when we take a look at the other things happening to the vehicle, like, oh yeah, the engine power is going up 100, even though this vehicle already features a power rate of 15. The top speed is going up from 35 to 38, even though it's already a decently fast tank. The aiming time is going from 6 seconds to 5 seconds, which makes absolutely no sense. The DPM is going from a 16.34 second reload to a 15.82, so yeah, it's getting more damage per minute, and if not all that was enough, the terrain crossing capacity on hard terrain is getting way better, like 30% better. So, I'm not really sure what to say. I really do not know what to say. There was a comment on my update video where I talked briefly about the changes to the T30. And on that update video, one of the more liked comments, which I found incredibly weird and honestly kind of stupid, was the fact that the T30 deserves a hit point buff because it's based off of a heavy tank. And quite simply put, that makes literally 0 sense. The T30 is currently a very solid performer in tier 9. It doesn't need a hit point buff. It doesn't matter if it's based off of a heavy. It doesn't deserve it. Why does the T95 not have 2,200 hit points like the majority of heavies? Why does the Tortoise not have 2,200 hit points? It's literally not fair, first of all, that a tank like this should get a hit point buff over other tanks that are literally designed after heavies that don't get hit point buffs. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining that this vehicle's getting buffed. I just don't understand how Wargaming could have thought this was a smart idea. Like, to me, I like the T30. I think it's a super fun tank, so I'll just be playing it more next update. I still think for the average player, it doesn't matter how good the T30 is, they'll still get absolutely pooped on if they don't understand how to position. It's got no armor once you drive it out of a hull-down spot. The DPM, while it's going to be good, still features a long reload, which means any tank with an autoloader or even decent DPM can still rip you apart. Yeah, I think the T30 will be incredibly strong next update, but for the average player, it's not going to matter all too much, which makes sense. So I'm not too worried about this tank being a pain in the butt to fight. It's just going to be more fun for me to play. I just don't understand how Wargaming, as I said, thought that these decisions were smart. That's how it is. Alright, well, let's make our way into the front line here and see what we can do. We're going to start off by going right to this spot here. I do got to be careful because they have a mouse, and even though mouse players are not sometimes the hardest to fight, they might just YOLO. And yeah, I don't have the tank to deal with a mouse YOLOing me, the best way to word it, so we'll see. We will see. There's the Foch, there's the Hori, there's a T57 Heavy. I'm going to push up with my 7.52 here. Oh, there's the mouse. Alright, well, let's get a shell in, and bonk. There you go. Wow, I love my 560 alpha rolling 440. There's not much really to say. Just why? Just why, Wargaming? Why do you do this to me? Alright, well, I'm pretty sure that Waffle's going to be waiting here. But we'll see. I can HE the Waffle, so it's not like I'm worried. Hello? Interesting. Alright, well, come on, T-57. Yeah, there you go. Nice bonk into the T-57 Heavy. You can see where the gun hits real hard. I mean, you don't mess with the T-30 gun. It may be a Tier 9 tank destroyer, but it hits just as hard as any Tier 10 TD. And, as I said, the DPM is fine. Gets the job done. There you go. 596 slap into the Hori. I'm actually a little baffled that guy managed to hit me there, but I mean, he's down to a one-shot at this point, so I'm not all too worried. Our team is winning on medium side, and yeah, we're just going to wait here. I mean, our heavies are doing their job, which is fine. We do have the mouse off to the side, and the mouse is going to shoot me, but at the same time, we're going to hit him back for 594. Don't worry, though. The mouse will high roll that shot. But the good news is we can just back up. I wasn't worried about that mouse killing me, so yeah, I just chill here now and I'm fine. So that's kind of the situation we're at. It doesn't matter to me. The Foch is still alive, or no, the Foch is dead. What I meant to say is the Hori's still alive, and we can see the Hori right there. So I'm going to push up towards this way. We can see this is all the enemy team has left, so I'm kind of hoping that if we go right over here, we can just bonk. There you go. Clear the enemy Hori. And at this point, I want to go for that 183. I don't care about the mouse, because he's going to be farmed by everybody on our team. So yeah, I'm going to head right towards this FE2 and 5B183 over here. And even though I might die, I'm just hoping, yes, that we can get a shell off. So there you go. That was a good battle. Great example of the T-30's capabilities. We did over 3,000 damage. And even though we bled a lot of health, you can see how I still was able to outtrade my opponents and use my hit points as basically just HP to deal back. So we did 3,104, and there you go. Pretty solid game. Let's do one more, see if we can keep up the pace. But yeah, I like the T-30 a lot. It's a great tank. You can imagine in that same situation if we had an additional 300 hit points on our plate, we had more DPM, a better aiming time, how this tank could have performed a lot better. Something people always get wrong about my takes and videos, especially when I call a tank like the T-30 overpowered, is in the context that I'm calling it overpowered. For example, if you're not a great player and you buy a Smasher, you're probably not going to do great in the Smasher. I can't tell you how many Smasher players I've ran into that I can just bully. And sure, maybe a not-so-great Smasher player will kill a not-so-great other Tier 7 player, but in the general term of context, that's how the game works. If you're worse than another player in skill level, it doesn't matter usually what tank you're driving, you're still going to be beaten most of the time. And that is definitely the case when it comes to a vehicle like the T-30. When I call this tank overpowered, I don't mean for everybody. I mean for the players that understand how to use this tank's capabilities. If you understand how to use this tank, yeah, it'll be really stupid strong. If you don't understand how to use the tank, yeah, it's probably not going to be all that strong, which makes sense. It doesn't matter how much HP you have in a mouse. If you drive the mouse at the back of the map and camp in it, yeah, that extra HP is probably not going to matter all too much in the grand scheme of things. Now we got the enemy Kampf Panzer, and there you go. Look at that big ol' slap into the vehicle. It's a great example of where the gun depression and alpha work hand in hand on this tank. What doesn't seem to be working hand in hand is two of my teammates going alone. Oh boy. Yeah, this looks like a loss. Not just a loss, but like a flat loss. This looks really bad. We got the TVP off to the side, and I'm kind of hoping that we can spot that TVP. There he is. Bit angering, not gonna lie. Bit angering that that shell missed, but oh well. We're not dead, which is the most important part. We're aiming it on the, let's go for the M60. There you go. Nice slap. And that M60 lost a lot of health. I mean, that guy just chunked about 1,000 of his HP away. He did kill my teammate, but I don't know if it was worth it for him. Our team is just YOLOing a single tank, which is actually really sad to watch. But let's reload here. Get a nice bonk into that enemy Foch. There you go. Again, this tank's great. I mean, we're doing fine ourselves. We're up to 1,790 damage. We're getting some big slaps out. We're doing the best we can. We got a shell reloaded again in another 3 seconds or so. Our team, on the other hand, yeah, I can't say they're all doing too fantastic in this same situation they've been given here. Let's see what we can do. let's push off to the side of our teammate over here. Let's go to the side of the Foch. There you go. Nice slap in, and now we're going to start backing up. Oh boy, the Conf Panzer's off to my side. Well, I'm just screwed at this point. Yeah, not looking very good, I'm going to be real. Bonk. There you go. Well, at least we got that pen out. Yeah, this team is real bad. That's the best way to describe it. Now, we did fine. I mean, we did 3,000 damage, but we lost. That's just how World of Tanks Blitz works sometimes. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. You're going to lose battles here and there. But we did fine. 3-minute battle. We did 3,000 damage. We did the best we could have in that situation. Our team essentially said, ooh, look, a TVP. Let's all YOLO him. For no reason. Let's not think about anybody else on the enemy team. Let's just all YOLO this one TVP. It was a terrible decision. So we ended up doing pretty good this game. Definitely top on the team, yeah. Just an unfortunate game. There was not really much of anything I could have done to have changed that situation we had. But yeah, overall, I really like the T-30. I think it's a fantastic tank, and next update, it's going to be insane. So make sure, if you don't have the vehicle already, you start grinding down the line. I'll have an update on this vehicle when it does eventually come out. But yeah, hopefully enjoy today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.